For men, you may think that if you take L-arginine capsules or powders regularly, that it's going to fix your erection problems or even just make you harder and stronger. The logic is simple. L-arginine is an amino acid that is sometimes used by your body to produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide regulates blood flow to the penis and makes erections harder. But the truth is, taking L-arginine really doesn't work that way. In fact, if you take L-arginine long term, it can actually hurt your erections and you. But the good news is there are better natural powders out there that can really help with erectile dysfunction, that can really help you stiffen up. I'm Dr. Rachael Ross, a physician, sexologist, and founder of the Dr. Rachael Institute. And in this video, we're going to talk about which powders are safer and which ones actually work better than L-arginine, why they're more effective, and how to take them for best results. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because every week is hard week here on my channel. Start your journey to maintain erectile health naturally by calculating your e-age for free at eage.me. Is your erection aging faster than you are? Well, if so, I give you actionable steps to reverse it, all for free. And most guys start aging in reverse within weeks of instituting some of the lifestyle changes. They come back and comment their age. So head over to eage.me or scan the QR code on the screen to get started. But first, let's break down when L-arginine might seem helpful and why it doesn't work in most cases. See, arginine is an amino acid that your body uses to make nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is the molecule that vasodilates or widens blood vessels to allow blood to properly fill the penis and create an erection. So the logic sounds simple. More arginine leads to more blood flow, which should lead to stronger erections. It sounds great, right? But in reality, it's not so great because most men don't have an L-arginine deficiency. Your body already gets it from food and produces it on its own. And when you start taking extra supplement, your body doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't turn it into more nitric oxide because here's the thing, whatever you take inside your body has to be used for something and then removed from the body. So when you take high levels of L-arginine, for most people, instead of it becoming and creating large amounts of nitric oxide, the extra can actually be converted into other more harmful metabolites called ADMA, asymmetric dimethylarginine. ADMA actually blocks nitric oxide production by blocking a very important enzyme called nitric oxide synthase, or NOS. ADMA is so dangerous because once it blocks the production of nitric oxide, this blockade leads to blood vessel dysfunction or endothelial cell dysfunction, otherwise known as cardiovascular disease or heart disease. So instead of helping, if you are taking L-arginine or adding the powder to your smoothies, you could actually end up making things worse over time. That's why before taking a scoop of L-arginine, you need to know whether or not you're truly deficient. Otherwise, it will seem like it's helping temporarily, be like, wow, but in the long term, it can even backfire. Our L-arginine powder only works if your body is genuinely lacking it, but some powders can actually boost your nitric oxide levels. And one of the most powerful, popular erection boosters is beetroot powder. In a moment, I will tell you what can be hazardous about beetroot powder for some people because beetroot works differently through a completely different pathway than L-arginine powder. Its power isn't in the amino acid, it's in the nitrates. The same nitrates you get if you eat leafy greens. When you drink the beetroot powder, bacteria on your tongue first activates the nitrate to help it become a nitrite. And then enzymes in the body create nitric oxide. Basically, oral nitrates like beetroot really bypasses that system that limits the effectiveness of L-arginine. Another key difference is that L-arginine's effect can be short and inconsistent, whereas nitrates work gently, they last longer, and over time can actually help heal your body's ability to make more nitric oxide by gradually dilating blood vessels, improving circulation, and helping with your gut health so that your erections get stronger. You may even lower your blood pressure and enhance endurance. That's why athletes love beet juice or beetroot powder before workouts. It actually does improve oxygen delivery to the muscles. But there are a few things that I want you to keep in mind about beetroot powder. Yes, you can take it regularly, and many men notice it helps with erections, but there are some things you need to know. First, beets And their beetroot powders are very high in oxalates. Now, oxalates are natural compounds that in high amounts in some people will create crystals with calcium that can actually turn into kidney stones, worsen kidney function, and crystallize and worsen your arthritis. So if you suffer from arthritis or have a history of kidney stones or kidney dysfunction, high oxalates and beetroots are not a good idea. Secondly, not all beetroot powders are created equally. When beetroot powders are analyzed in the labs, many of the cheaper ones and some of the expensive ones, they're actually low in nitrates, so they aren't helpful. In fact, research shows that a serving of fresh beets provides significantly more antioxidants, nitrates, and nitrites than most daily portions of those powders or supplements. In fact, a recent study showed that 64% of the products tested did not meet the claims on their packaging. So either go with fresh beets or a brand that can tell you that they're lab tested and show you the money on it. Next, I'm going to tell you about a powder that works even better than beetroot powder without that huge oxalate risk. And of course, by the way, my E-Function Smoothie Recipe book has over 11 original smoothie recipes designed with clinically proven ingredients to keep your erection strong and healthy. So since you're in this space and you want to boost things naturally, the ingredients can help boost nitric oxide and reduce inflammation and naturally improve blood flow. Billy, who had been struggling before trying my E-Function smoothies, told me that after just a couple days, he felt his bulge was stretching my sweatpants, quote unquote. You can even add the next powder to these smoothies if you want to supercharge the content. I've dropped a link in the description below, so grab a copy. Now let's talk about powders that work even better than beetroot powder without the side effects. The best two options are arugula powder and celery powder. Now let's break down why they're so effective. Now both arugula and celery powder work to boost erectile health the same way as beetroot. They don't use L-arginine's pathway to boost nitric oxide levels. Instead, they're rich in nitrates, which are activated by the bacteria in saliva and gradually converted into nitrites and then into the amazing molecule of nitric oxide. That very molecule that widens blood vessels and improves circulations and blood flow. The difference between arugula and celery powder is that unlike beets, arugula and celery don't contain the oxalates. That means if you have kidney problems or arthritis or you worry about them, you can safely take them regularly as a steady support for your blood vessels and your erections. Arugula is actually one of the most nitrate-dense vegetables out there, even higher than beets. So if you're low on nitrates, adding arugula powder to your daily smoothie or your drink can actually really make notice. Celery powder is packed with antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin K, and it contains a flavonoid called epigenin, which actually helps reduce inflammation and supports vascular health. So in fact, a review called The Cardioprotective Role of Nitrate-Containing Vegetables actually found and summarized how nitrate-rich veggies like beets, arugula, celery affect cardiovascular health and blood flow. The scientists found that even in a short period of time, nitrates from these vegetables significantly boosted nitric oxide levels in the blood. The results were clear. Better vasodilation, meaning the blood vessels open, better blood pressure, and stronger erections. You can check out that study below. And as for dosage, the studies tested different amounts, but on average about 400 milligrams of nitrates per day from vegetables was enough to show improvement in circulation and blood pressure. And for reference, that's roughly 100 grams of arugula. And that contains close to that amount of nitrates, depending on where the arugula was grown. Now, I'll be real with you. The raw powder doesn't taste the best on its own. It's better if you use it fresh. But if you mix it into the smoothie recipes or you take it as a supplement, it actually tastes pretty good. And it's one of the most natural, effective ways to keep your erection strong. Now, diet definitely plays an important role in improving erections. But if your pelvic floor muscles are weak, nutrition alone won't fix the problem. So check out this video right here where I show you an exercise that will destroy your weak erection in just 5 minutes a day. I'm Dr. Rachel. I love you. And boom, I'm out.